Okay, so I went and popped in that work onto the slide. I know it wasn't a note card, but I did want you to see that the answer to this one was just the single number 1. Now, this next one is a note card. It's note card 91. It's another example. Okay, here it is. And we isolate the radical expression that's already done. We're going to go and square both sides. The left side will be negative 16 plus 10a, and the right side will be an a squared. I need to toss this stuff over, and I get 0 equals a squared minus 10a plus 16. Again, people don't like that with that 0 being on the left, so you can just write it like this. And we say, what times what is 16? It adds to give me negative 10. That would be negative 8 and negative 2. And then use ZPP, and you get A is 8 and A is 2. Now, I know I'm just kind of breezing through the factoring because at this point, you should all know how to do that. Okay, if you don't know how to factor, you really need to look up some resources to help you remember how to do that. Now, we need to check for extraneous solutions in the original. So the original was this. So I'm going to check the 8. So let's check the 8. So I have the square root of negative 16 plus 80 because I'm putting the 8 times the 10. 80. Does that equal 9? Oh, that's an A. That's an A. I thought that was a 9. This is an A right here. Does that equal 8? And so that would be the square root of 64. Does that equal 8? And sure enough, guys, it does. 8 equals 8. So this one works. Okay. Now I need to check the 2 in the original. So negative 16 plus 10 times 2 would be 20. Does that equal 2? That's what I plugged in. So the square root of 4, does that equal 2? And we know that it does. So 2 equals 2. So on this one, I have both answers. They both work. Neither are extraneous. So when we go to put it into Desmos, not Desmos, Delta Math, you could put 8 comma 2, or you could put 2 comma 8, but there are 2 solutions that work. All right. Now, I'm going to go pop that in right here. All right, so I popped that in back here, and you can see here's the work. All right, then pause me and finish up note card 91 if you haven't already. All right, so now we're going to move on to note card 92. This problem looks innocent enough, so let's see. Let's see how this goes. All right, so the radical is already isolated, so we go ahead and square both sides. We get r squared equals negative 1 minus 2r. Toss all that over. What times what is 1 but adds to give you 2? That's 1 and 1. Use ZPP. You get a repeated answer of negative 1. It would count twice, but you don't need to write it twice. Now let's check it in the original. So your original is r equals the square root of negative 1 minus 2r. We're plugging negative 1 in. Does that equal, let's see, negative 1 minus 2 times negative 1. Negative 1, does that equal negative 1 plus 2? Negative 1, does that equal the square root of 1? Negative 1 does not equal 1. This does not work. There's not another option, y'all. So since negative 1 does not work, the solution is no solution. On Delta Math, when you get this, you will just not put anything in the bracket. You just submit nothing. You just click submit. Okay? Now that's really odd. It's really, really odd. All right. So let's see here. Let me go back here. Now don't forget the no solution symbol is that little circle with a line through it. So this is no solution. Pause me and finish up note card 92.